Yes, people, we are back, and it is 12th man community. This is London. We are back. We're waiting for Don. I got Lawless in the house. I got D in the house. I got Deji in the house, and I've got a clip to play you first of all.
Because listen, I have every reason to be confident, and Don even knows this, right? We did a preview on his channel. Our record against them at our ground is excellent. We have a very, very good record against them at our stadium. I haven't seen enough from Chelsea to look at them as this big threat that I should be scared of. Yes, they have the tools to beat us, for sure. They have some excellent individuals. But in what I've seen so far, and what I see against Bournemouth, I'm not sitting there losing sleep over Chelsea in 2024.
Wow.
At least they woke you up. You must be awake now.
Let's share the microphone and let Lawless stew for a bit because he needs a cooking, my bro. Oh my god, that was a shambles of a performance from a West Ham side that have spent a lot of money. That I've got a new manager in place that everybody is saying is better than David Moyes. D, I will let you start, please, my brother.
Oh, just this. Look, I really don't know what to say. I've been saying it for weeks, even before the season started. I mean, you look at your manager. We will start there, Lopetegui. I got slated by West Ham fans by saying he's a weak manager, and he's showing his weakness still. He's lost his head. He's on the touchline losing his head at the start of that game. He doesn't show any signs of confidence. And as predicted, West Ham are in the mud. West Ham shouldn't be in the mud. They shouldn't be in the mud. They spent 130 million British pounds on top of keeping Bowen, Paqueta, who else you got? Kudus. You kept these key plays and you built on that. And yet, Lawless, who said it was going to be what? What was your words, Lawless? You don't fear Chelsea? You don't fear Chelsea? You know what, Lawless? You thought you were Palace. You thought, because Palace got a point against Chelsea, you thought you could do the same thing. But I did say I could see Chelsea. Well, I got my prediction wrong because I thought it could be 3-1. But Chelsea were always going to win this game because West Ham haven't, and correct me if I'm wrong, Lawless, they haven't had one single 90-minute good performance so far this season. They haven't. They've had periods of the game. They had the second half against Palace. You've had the second half, bits of it against Man City, but you haven't had a convincing 90 minutes of football under Lopetegui. Even if you include preseason, maybe, because even your preseason, I didn't watch your preseason games, but by watching the scores, there was nothing really convincing. But this was always going to happen, and this will continue to happen. I just want Lawless to be fair. Look, I'm not criticizing. I haven't been criticizing Lopetegui for the sake of it. I want him to be fair, and I want him to be honest to us and to himself about the questions over this manager, because it'll be crazy to not have any questions over him because he hasn't proven himself in the Premier League even before he joined West Ham.
Really asking to be honest.
Yeah,
you're gonna be here all day, mate. You're gonna be here all day. He still thinks that they should have won that game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I told you last time. I put 5 on it. This time I put a little whitewash on it. You know what I'm saying? 3-point collectors. Yeah? Come to Stratford. In my away top. Yeah? No one could do nothing to me, bro. Yeah? Because I left that place. And I didn't leave that place empty-handed this time round, blood. Yeah? I told you, Lawless, about playing Bowen up top. You were trying to do up Tactico. Let's play Bowen as a 9. Let's play Kudus on the right. I told you that shit ain't going to work. Because Antonio linking up play and holding up play is the best option you're going to get up there against Chelsea, right? Because when you did that to us last year, we struggled. And Antonio scored last season, yeah? You had a couple other options. Fulkrug, whatever that guy's name. I don't even know how to say my man's name. You could have played him, yeah? But you decided to play Bowen up top, who did fuck all to our defense, yeah? He done fuck all game, right? What the fuck did he do? I had a West Ham fan telling me before the game, oh, but you know what? He's actually quite good in the air, you know. Shut up, man. Good in the air, bro. What do you mean good in the air, bro? He did nothing in the air, bro. What did you not do? You didn't create nothing. We locked up Kudus on that side. Some of you was trying to do a little something. What clear-cut chances did you create all game, Lawless? What clear-cut chances did you create all game? Because I'm looking at it right now.
You're just gonna sit there and lie, yeah? Okay.
We created 5 and you created 0. Yeah, we created 5 big chances and you created 0. I can't remember a chance where Sanchez was scrambling. Can you not remember, Mandem? Because I certainly can't.
I can't.
Yeah, and I told you that we have a lot of quality. And you jumped on the terrace, yeah, bare confident with bare chest. Oh yeah, I'm not worried about Chelsea and that, bro. You lot at West Ham, you lot are look man to me. You know what I'm saying? You lot are just there to me, yeah. But I still gave you the respect because I know how hard it is to go away to West Ham and how difficult it's been over the past few seasons. So I was never gonna come there and just expect to win. We had to do our job, and we did our job, bro. 4 minutes into the game, Jackson, yeah, Sancho and Jackson link up. Jackson just runs into all that space, finishes it through Areola's legs. Yeah, that nipple. Yeah, and then you had the second goal, the build-up for the second goal as well, bro. Yeah, just the football. Look at the football. You lot couldn't get anywhere near us. Yeah, before you know it, Caicedo straight through the midfield. Areola can't even move. Areola didn't even move for that Jackson finish. And you're another one that likes to cook Jackson as well. But he's got a brace on your head. Then for the third goal, straight into the second half. Certain man weren't even at their seats, D. They weren't even at their seats. People around me,
bro, I'll sit down.
They were trying to get their hot dogs together, bro. You know what I'm saying? Me, I was just looking around like, oh, the weather's quite nice there, ain't it, lads? Oh shit, Palmer. Palmer again. Ole ole. West Ham a shit. West Ham a shit. West Ham a shit. Ole ole.
Deji, just quickly. I want to say my bad for getting this wrong.
You lot are shit. Before you even come in, D, you lot are shit. You know what I'm saying? We popped your little bubble party, right? Lopetegui is shit, right? And it's not gonna get any better for you lot until you get rid of that guy. Yeah. Graham Potter is unemployed right now, bro. Go get Graham, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go get Graham.
I'm gonna keep my.
You kept talking. No, Deji, hold on, because this guy kept talking. Even last season, he kept talking. Even last year, you kept talking. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. If we finish behind Chelsea, we're embarrassing and that, bro. I told you, your team is brand new, just like mine. I don't know where you're getting all this confidence, as if you've been playing like D has said many times. D, the thing is, props to D, because D has actually been cooking you lot, because he's been watching you lot, and he's been telling all of us about how you've been playing. Yeah. If D wasn't watching, I promise you, we would think that we're facing Barcelona this weekend, the way you've been describing your team. Yeah. You're shit. You're shit. And you need to know your place, big man. Because next time you play us, it's going to be at the Bridge. You might hold 6 this time.
Deji, come on.
I know you want to jump in quickly.
Go on, Deji.
I've got a record. Just hats off to Lopetegui. He was the first manager in West Ham's history to lose 3 consecutive games at home. So my bad, I got it wrong. He's already breaking records at West Ham. So my bad about that, Lawless, as well. But anyways, Deji, you can jump in.
Yeah. My one's gonna be short and sweet. So I deeped it over the weekend about this whole show. This is London. After watching West Ham, I realised that Lawless is simply here for entertainment purposes. That is it. He's just here for entertainment. Because Lawless, the way you were fighting me when I warned you about your manager, I told you that Lopetegui, or whatever his name is Moyes 2.0. No, you told me about this new brand of football. I told you I've seen this brother. He's worse than David Moyes. Now I'm hearing West Ham fans talking about bringing Moyes back for a third time. Can you imagine? These guys were about to expand their football, go into Europe, show us that you can do attacking football, and now they want to bring back Moyes. That's how dusty this team is. And when I said that your team is one of the dustiest teams I've ever seen in my life, I was right. Lawless, I'm not going to lie. You're the only positive thing coming out of the East End. You and that stadium that you got for free. It's a disgrace. That team, like Donna said, is rubbish. For me, moving on, I know what to do with you moving forward. Look, it's very rare that I get to stream with West Ham fans, and I understand why. From now on, Dan, I don't know if it's possible, but you know, like when we need like a snack or something. Well, Lawless is our guy. Lawless, I need you. Lawless, right now, I'm feeling parched. You know what I mean? I feel parched. And I need a drink, bro. Like, and you go out and get me something, bro. Because really and truly, that is what you are. You're here to serve us.
They get sent to the shop. They get sent to the shop.
You're saying you're here to serve us now. Moving forward. That's it. That's all I had to say.
Oh my word. Well, let me quickly come in on how my penny's worth, because Lawless and I go back, man, and I always thought he disrespected David Moyes. I always thought that Ferry give him credit, but probably not enough credit in my opinion. But boy, this is what you sack David Moyes for. This style of football, more money spent. Oh my God. You and I used to go back and forth about how this guy's the most successful manager West Ham have had in decades. 43 years without a trophy, you know. This guy comes and gives you one. Puts you in European football for what, 3-4 years running? And you go, nah, get rid of this guy. Let's get Lopetegui in, the guy that dumped Wolves nearly down a division. What is happening at your club, man? It is a disgrace. Now, let me add, 5 games in, we can't lose our heads, but it is looking pretty poor, my friend. It is looking poor. Now, we do need to actually give Chelsea some props as well. But for the first 20 minutes, you were absolutely dire, bro. Absolutely dire. I could not believe what I was seeing. It was basically like you were just letting these guys walk. You let Nicholas Jackson, a guy that I've slated before, a guy I know that you've slated before, walk past your damn whole midfield, walk down the whole of your right-hand side and just decide to tap it in. And you're just watching him. And I'm thinking, do they actually realize they've kicked off yet? This was an absolute shambles, bruv. So how you can defend what you saw there is a madness to me. And you can go on about the penalty all you want. The Somerville yet should have been a penalty, but your performance was dusty, as Deji would say, man. So look, we've cooked you, man. You come back at us in whatever order you want, bro.
Nah, look, Lawless, before you even come in,
he can't come back.
Many thanks, Lawless, for starting off my weekend. It was beautiful, man. The sun was shining. Like I said, I was walking through Stratford with my top on. I went to Westfield after. I had some sushi. I got some sushi. I got myself some katsu curry. I got myself some chicken balls. It was lovely, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. Honestly, you made my weekend.
Now, this Dean and Don, let this be a lesson in class and decorum for the both of you, because I sat there silently, not interrupting, allowing you lot to spout your nonsense. Yeah, every single time I or someone else cooks your shit clubs, yeah, you have to throw your fucking oar in before anyone gets a word out as a way to deflect. And I sat there and listened to so much waffle that I've got to try and reel it back and go through all of that just nonsense, yeah, absolute nonsense. The fact that D is sitting there, yeah, with that ridiculous smile on his face that goes away every time we talk about Palace, disappears, and he gets rattled, right? Because he sits there throwing stones in his flipping glass house, right? It's just ridiculous. Honestly, like a guy sitting there and going, "Oh, you learned from Palace. You learned from Palace." Listen, we slapped you. We slapped Palace.
I know. I you know what? I'm like, it doesn't bother me. It literally doesn't bother me. Because I look at my club individually. I look at my club as a performance overall, and I know the direction we're going towards. It just
I didn't ask for your rationale. Yeah, I didn't ask for that. Okay, right?
But you made a point, didn't it? You made a point.
I made a point.
Let him finish.
Yeah, it's not your time to respond to my point. At the end of the day, yeah, we're in crisis. Yet Palace have no wins. It's all doom and gloom for West Ham. Palace have 2 points on the board, 2 draws and 3 losses, and we're in crisis, yeah? And you want to sit there on your high horse. I'm not having it. Don, you want to sit there on your high horse. You're damn right I don't fear Chelsea. I said, yeah, before you was late, so you didn't see the clip, but it was the clip that you shared. I said Chelsea have the tools to beat us. I said that. I didn't say they weren't going to beat us. They couldn't beat us, right? But you're still not there yet. I did a poll, yeah?
And you have to be there. That's how shit you are, bro.
I did a poll and nearly everyone said they don't fear Chelsea. I don't need us. No, but Lawless, hold on. The thing is, you keep saying this as if it's gonna but you're saying I'm crazy for saying it. But no one fears you. No one respects you.
At the
Yeah,
end
but the
of the
thing is,
day,
though, Lawless,
okay,
that's
you can
fine.
beat
That's-
teams. Anyone can beat anyone in the Prem, Don. Anyone can beat anyone in the Prem on the day. And yes,
Your head
you
is gone.
called us, well done. But for you to lie and sit there and say you locked up Kudus, yeah, when he was spinning Cucurella every single time, he was giving Cucurella nightmares down that right hand side.
Shit.
When Somerville, yeah, was giving Fofana nightmares, and
Nightmares?
yeah, he was.
What nightmares? He got fouled twice. He got fouled twice. For what was the end product?
That useless
Where was the end
clown,
product?
he's sitting there grabbing up his arm like, oh yeah, like what?
No, because you like to talk about you don't like to talk about Madueke. Where was the end product? Because Kudus was doing a little satin on that side, but every time
he got the ball in the back of the net, but unfortunately he was narrowly offside. So he had the ball in the back of the net.
Offside. He was blatantly offside. What are you talking about?
How do you know? You're fucking you didn't even have a good
I was
view.
right there. I was behind the goal and I could see everything, bro.
Yeah, you can't see offside behind the goal. Yeah,
I was sitting. My view
Otherwise,
was
they put linesmen. Why don't they put linesmen behind the goal then, Don? If that's the best way to see offside,
I could see how far Kudus was, ahead of the defender. It was a blatant offside. From where I was sitting, bro, the angle, it was very clear to see. But away from that anyway, I don't know if you lot can agree. Kudus wasn't cooking anyone though. He wasn't cooking anyone.
He cooked Cucurella. He cooked Cucurella. Is
that what you call cooking? Is that what you call cooking?
Some of it was more of a threat, but Kudus done nothing. Lawless, no one in that West Ham side done anything in that game. It was a very bad performance.
Well, they did do something though. They did. Let's not be disingenuous. The West Ham did do something. They made Nicholas Jackson look like Harry Kane. You know what I'm saying? They made that brother look like Kane on the weekend. I mean, the first goal, Areola, after 4 minutes, I swear he just taps the ball through his legs. I mean, come on. I mean, this is elementary stuff. And then the second goal, outside of the right boot. I mean, come on. You can only try that sort of stuff, that sort of creativity, when you're playing a team that you know is royally dusty. There is nothing Lawless can say to defend or advocate on behalf of West Ham. You guys are in the mud, and I don't know who's worse at the moment between West Ham or Everton. I have to be real. I'm looking forward to when you man play Everton right now.
Do you know what? Like,
I'm
this
not
guy,
you can get a result.
Well done. You got one win against Brentford. Yeah, you've looked dusty.
We've had two wins.
You bent over for your North London rivals again at your home ground. And all of a sudden, you got your shades out. You're thinking you're doing something. You're thinking you're out here.
Baby. We're back.
No, you're back.
We're on a run.
You're back. Oh, you're on a run. What? One game run?
I can tell you now with chest, we are gonna steamroll teams moving forward. Did you see how Man City struggled to break? I know it's not time to discuss it. But when we get down to it, Man City made Tottenham look good yesterday. That's what they did. Because we were much more comfortable than Man City were, and they were struggling with 10 men.
How many times did you have the ball in the back of the net?
You
Zero.
can't say a negative thing about my club. Your club, on the other hand, we're not sure. Look at everyone's faces. We're not sure if you can get a point against Everton.
What are you going to do against Chelsea? Let's see what you do against Chelsea. Let's see what you do, because...
Bro, you already know what we're going to do against Chelsea. Don already knows what we're going to do against Chelsea. Everybody knows.
What are you going to do against us?
You know we're slapping you up. You know that already.
When has Ange ever beat Chelsea, West Ham?
Let me tell you why. Lawless, let me tell you how far you've dropped. I was going to say to Don today that you cannot shake your bum because every Chelsea fans are telling me their two best games so far has been against Wolves and West Ham. Can you see what the commonality is? Two of the dustiest teams in the Prem, and that's who Chelsea have beat and they're shaking their bum for. So no Chelsea fan can legitimately tell me that they've turned the corner, that they're excited. We will know if Chelsea's legit if they can beat Nottingham Forest, because we saw how they huffed and puffed against Bournemouth the other week. But the fact that they disposed of you the way that they did shows you where you are in the table.
I would tell you why. It comes down to one. It comes down to one glaring issue. One glaring issue allowed them to get the result. Wasn't the manager? Well, it was the manager, but it's not the manager as a whole, right? And I want to quickly say, because Don, he keeps focusing on, Bowen can't play up top, Kudus on the right, yeah. We was flying last season, first half of last season, with Bowen up top, Kudus on the right, and Paqueta on the left, although we had Somerville on the left instead of Paqueta. But we was flying first half of the season. Kudus and Bowen were racking up goals. So let's not act like that's some crazy fucking thing to do. The big issue is that Lopetegui is trying to get this team playing in a certain way. The issue is it's a higher press. It's a team that presses much higher up the pitch, right? Maintains possession and attacks more. Is a more attacking system.
Are you seeing signs of that? Are you seeing signs of that?
I'm seeing signs of him trying to do it. Here's the problem.
But that's the problem.
In that game, we are, because Todibo isn't match fit yet, we are having to do this with Mavropanos, who has no pace. So you look at them goals, nearly every single goal, as bloody Mavropanos is pressing in the midfield, and Wan-Bissaka, we have our right-hand side, defensive right-hand side, pressing high up the field. Soon as they win the ball, all of their goals were on the counter-attack. They were on the counter. Let's not sit there and act like they was controlling the game and playing tick-a-tacker, pinging the ball around like he said that they was going to do against us. They hit us on the break.
It was good football. No, you're not doing that to Chelsea.
No, they hit us on the break.
By Chelsea.
They hit us on the break. David Moyes used to do that all the time.
You can't blame one player. You can't blame one player.
It's not blaming one player. I'm saying, yes, Lopetegui has to take some blame, right? Of course, he's trying to move the team to play in this way, but the personnel there on that day, it was not correct. There is no reason, Mavropanos should be in the midfield while Jackson is running through, and you're leaving Kilman one-on-one. That's, or even some cases, 2-on-1 against Kilman. That's just
but the thing is, but you lot were pushing Wan-Bissaka so high. That's why you kept getting caught on that side, bro.
Yeah, but Wan-Bissaka was high, and so was Mavropanos. So our
there's
right-hand side was high.
There's two things. One, I didn't want to cut you off, but you got the Palace thing wrong. We have 3 draws, 2 defeats, not 3 defeats, 2 draws. And second of all, just out of curiosity, someone said at 11:35 on the 21st of September. Great lineup. Good to see Lopetegui has learned from last week and dropped the right players. Todibo will get his chance, but there's no way he will have match fitness for today's game. So I'm just confused. I guess, is that hindsight speaking? Because you, before the game, you said that it was a great lineup, and now you're talking about...
I'm not saying I have problems with the lineup. I'm saying the approach. So Mavropanos...
But that's on the manager, not on Mavropanos then. That's on the manager.
After the third goal, Mavropanos started dropping deep like he should have been, and he was putting in great tackles. So really and truly, it's not the lineup. I'm not saying Mavropanos shouldn't have played. I'm saying that he shouldn't have been played in that way, where he's pressing high up the pitch, where he hasn't got the legs to get back. That is the issue. So the lineup made sense to me.
Yeah, and Mavropanos, I think that is one of those players you can focus on in this game. But if you look at your team as a whole, the whole structure of your team, your press was off. In the first half, Chelsea were able to pass it through your press. There were no problems there. So a bit of credit needs to go, not a bit, a lot of credit needs to go to Chelsea as well, because they actually play some good football in this game. And they've got
the best partnership in the league, according to Don. The best partnership in the league. No, because we're talking about but he's got to answer that. He's got.
My point is, you can't just look at one player and say it is that player. It's your manager as well. Your manager set up your team in the wrong way. Your press was off. It was so easy. In fact, you can tell that it wasn't just Mavropanos because he took off Guido Rodriguez in the 38th minute of the game, which is crazy. And he didn't have any injuries.
You get me?
So he got it absolutely wrong. That's on your manager. You can look at the player saying the player ain't fast enough. Then why would you set up this way? You know about Chelsea on the counter. You know about the threats that they have. You know about Nicholas Jackson and he has pace. And you know about Sancho, for example. You know all about this. If I know about this, Lopetegui, who's meant to be this great manager, should be knowing about this. So it's not on Mavropanos. It's on the manager for setting up your team in the wrong way.
But you know what?
Go on.
I was just going to ask Lawless, but as a West Ham fan, let's not. We look at it from the outside looking in. Can you see what your manager, the style of play, what your manager's trying to do? Like, I'm asking legitly, because for me, it just looks like a hot mess. For us, it looks like a hot mess. But you might be able to see something positive in the way that he's setting your team up.
Yeah, I can see what he's trying to do. Of course, it does look like a hot mess. It's not clear. We're not seeing the style of play implemented in an effective way right now, right? We're not actually getting to execute what he wants to do. But this is the issue. Like, yeah, he could have set us up in a low block defensive structure, and we probably would have got something from the game, right? Because they wouldn't have had them little counter attacks and this, that, and the other, right? So at the end of the day, us as West Ham fans, we asked to play better football. Now, did people really expect that it would just click straight away? There's a chance. I thought there was a chance it could, but at the same time, I thought there was a chance we could be in transition and we're going to have some teething problems. And that's what we're having. We're having teething problems.
Then why were you so confident? Why were you so confident? Why were you so confident? Well, yeah, why was he coming out? You're basically admitting there that you've got a new team and they basically need to learn how to play together. But you was coming out hella confident, like you've had this team playing together for years.
The reason why I was confident, let me explain, right? And this is the thing. And Dee brought up this stat of like, oh, we're the first time we've lost 3 home games in a row. Our home games prior to that was Aston Villa and Man City, 2 teams that finished in the top 4. The reason I was confident,
be fighting for top 4, so surely you should be.
I said there was a chance. I said we could be in the conversation again.
Never was going to be in the conversation. And
let him finish his point.
Before you never will be in the conversations with this manager, Lawless. I think you got valid point. It is still early days, but for me, it's not just about it being early days. I think when you look at this manager, you can tell by certain managers and their limitations. I think there's a ceiling with him. There is a ceiling with him, and he's not getting the best out of these plays, and he won't get the best out of these plays because I will say exactly what I said about a month ago. He is a weak manager. He has no composure.
No. And how is he weak? He's subbing off players 30 minutes into the half. That's not weak.
You can tell his antics. No. He's going to lose the dressing room. Trust me, he is. Mark my words here. He is going to lose the dressing room quicker than you think because of his antics on the touchline.
Do you know I spoke to Dan today, right? Dan as in BDB Dan, and he said that's the worst West Ham side he's seen Chelsea face. It was absolutely embarrassing from him, right? So that would worry me, right? And I want to say this lastly before we move, because we knew we need to move. Lawless, you said it was a disgrace for me to put West Ham in 8th place last season. This season, you told me it was a disgrace to put Villa and Newcastle ahead of you, Chelsea ahead of you, and some other team ahead of you. I can't even remember who it was now. Surely you can sit there, put your hands up and say, I apologize, Dan Potts. I was wrong. We ain't getting 5th or 4th or 6th, whatever you said you were getting. It's going to be long for you now. This is going to be a top half fight for West Ham, isn't it now?
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah? You are knee-jerk Dan Potts. That's what your name needs to be. And do you know what? If I had a fucking pound for every time you said it was a disgrace for me to put you here, right? I'd be a very rich man.
You did though. You did though.
Listen, and Lawless, you can't. Lawless, I'm sorry. Stop right there. You can't have that. Potts just said, yeah. How can Potts just casually say it's gonna be a fight for top half for you, ain't it?
Because this is the thing, yeah. It's knee jerk. It's knee jerk. As if teams can't start slow and pick up. Okay, like we're gonna get most of our points probably in the second half of the season. Yeah, we're gonna get. We've already got 4. Look at Spurs, right? Spurs were the other way round last season. They managed to get what, 5th? They finished 5th last season, right? Over having a very good first 2-3 months and then fell off a cliff, but they picked up enough points in those months to get 5th. Okay, so here in September, we're not sitting here and going like West Ham are just written off.
All right, let's see if anyone disagrees. Let's see where everyone has West Ham finishing right now. Because I have you finishing in 10th with a different manager.
You're asking recency bias. You're asking for recency bias. And when I asked you to bet me,
I don't think Lopetegui lasts past November.
Yeah,
I think
and you didn't bet me though, did you? You didn't want to bet me on that. You didn't want to bet me when I said bet me. You bottled it in the group chat when you said Lopetegui won't be here past November, and I said, "Do you want to bet on that?" You didn't bet. You didn't bet jack shit. Wow. So your chest
I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking the question.
No, you made a statement. That's a statement that Lopetegui won't be here past November, right?
I don't think he will. Unless you're bored or weak and just leave him and let him crack on.
They do
that. We've only lost against teams that these big six teams plus Villa, who are supposed to be the next one, right? We haven't lost against teams that we haven't lost against any team that West Ham are expected to beat, have we? So we're acting like there's this big crisis. Yeah. What team has beaten us that we are expected to beat?
But
no one.
I mean, Lawless.
You played against Fulham. And you got that was
they got moved to
Fulham. Like Fulham absolutely destroyed you, and you got so jammy with that. But anyways, like you got back the point there. I mean, if you're still
last point on this, then Deji, and then we move.
Yeah. If it's still early in the season, then that's your feeling. But deep down, I think you know that this manager is not going to survive the season, and he's not going to work out. I think. And just quickly, Rodri, he's out for he could be ACL injury. Whilst we're recording.
Yeah, I heard that just now, and Don's just said that as well. Yeah, that's mad. Absolutely mad that he's out for the rest of the season. Last point on this, Deji, go on, bro.
Yeah, no. Look, I don't want it to feel like it's coming across as recency bias or that I'm picking on Lawless. I just wanted to answer your question in terms of where West Ham will finish this season. I've got them down for 14th.
And you still got Spurs above Chelsea, yeah?
Yeah.
That you just
don't deflect. Lawless.
It took a little pause before you answered that. It took a little pause before you answered that.
There was no.
Why did you have?
He's even laughing.
There was no hesitation. I'm just letting the
Well, let's quickly before we move, let's quickly touch on. I'd actually had a question for Deji, man, because you've obviously had this bet with Don that Spurs have finished been above Chelsea. I was going to ask both of you: to Deji, do you still feel that? And Don, you've said you'll get Chelsea top 4. So who are the 3 teams finishing above you? That's what I want to know, man.
And
so
ask me about this best partnership.
So do you want me to go?
Go on, Deji. You go first. Yeah, Lawless will do that after as well. Deji, go on.
Unlike Lawless, you can see that West Ham are completely clueless. Whereas with Spurs, we have an identity. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get it over the line against Newcastle and Arsenal. But we showed that once what we saw against Brentford was that it clicked. I think we needed the Coventry game. The Coventry game was kind of like a wake-up call for my club. You know, you guys asked me if I was comfortable with the starting lineup. I wasn't, and that's why I hesitated on the show last week. And we saw exactly that, you know, but they dug deep, they got the result, and now something just seems to have clicked. And the way we disposed of Brentford is not to be looked at lightly. Remember, that's a Brentford team that took Man City to the wire the week before. And the way we popped them, it should have easily have been 6 or 7-1. So for me, do I still believe Spurs will finish above Chelsea? Of course I do. We've been playing the best football in the league so far. We just didn't finish off our dinner. Solanke's got off the score sheet now. And I'm just going to see the confidence flowing back to the brain, flowing back into our loins, our joints. So we're back. As for Chelsea, the reason why I'm telling Don to just settle himself, and he knows to settle himself, is because I didn't stutter. He knows that his team has been imperious against rubbish. Wolves, a Wolves team that doesn't eat meat, and West Ham. Do you know what I mean? Something that I wouldn't put on my sandwich. So for me,
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, bro.
Why is it since Boxing Day last year we've picked up the 3rd most points? Why?
Bro, look. You picked up the 3rd most points partly because of Poch, to be honest with you, and you had a good run. You had a good run to the second half of the season. What I'm saying to you, Don, is that you've not played anyone of substance. I watched your game. I did an op watch. I watched your game against Bournemouth, and really true, if football was fair, you lose that game 4-1. Just be honest. You stunk out a 1-0 win, but they could have easily been 3-0 up in that first half. So you can't come with
they couldn't, bro. They barely had any clear-cut chances. I have to keep going back to this. I don't think Lawless and Deji.
That Clivert brother was running rings around you, man. Come on, bro.
Bro, Lawless and Deji.
Running rings.
You know, I realized D and Potts, yeah. Lawless and Deji don't understand what a clear-cut chance means. Yeah. They barely had any clear-cut chances, bro. Same way West Ham. I just checked it with my eyes. I saw 0 clear-cut chances. Can I ask you? I just confirmed it to me.
Can I ask you? So when you went to Bournemouth, did you do what Arsenal did to Spurs? Did you say, you know what, let's sit back and hit them on the counter? Is that the tactics you adopted for that game?
No, that wasn't a tactics that we adopted.
Because why were you getting moved to by Bournemouth?
Say that again, bro.
Do you admit that you were getting moved to by Bournemouth? True or false?
Bro, we wasn't getting moved to, we wasn't getting moved to. They were getting in dangerous areas, same way we was getting into dangerous areas. But they were better than us. Bro, how can we get moved to when we beat them in that game? And secondly, in the game, we created dangerous situations as well. This is what I'm saying. You and Lawless, your analysis is off. Your analysis is off, bro. Because Deji, we were poor in that game. But we were still finding ourselves in dangerous situations in the first half. And when he made the subs, when Maresca made the changes in the second half, we improved. That's what the squad's there for.
You see, for minnows, that's what you guys do. You hide behind the fact that you managed to stink out a result and you try and turn it into a positive. There's nothing positive to take out of that Bournemouth performance. You were dusty. Because you beat West Ham the following game doesn't mean that you've improved. When you come up against a mid-table team, when you come up against a Brighton, when you come up against, I don't know, a Newcastle, do you know what I'm saying?
We've got Brighton next, actually. Bear that in mind, yeah?
You won't beat Brighton, bro. You won't beat Brighton, and then what? So if you don't beat Brighton, can we just agree that I'm right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because
all I know is that we're gonna finish. All I know is that we're gonna finish above you. Yeah.
Let me tell you now, I'm not convinced by Chelsea. Chelsea won't finish top 6. I can tell you now. This Maresca rubbish, bro. Remember, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Exactly.
What we've seen so far this season is that Chelsea have started well, papering over the cracks. Do you get me?
Papering over what cracks?
Papered over the cracks. Bro, there's a whole bag of cracks in that team.
Of course, there's a lot of cracks, but guess what?
Brighton is going to expose all your cracks, and then I'm going to tell you that I told you so, and then you're not going to be greasy Don, you're going to be greasy Don next week on this show. Let's go.
Greasy Don.
Let me ask you, Don, just quickly, let me ask you, you're obviously about, look, we don't need to go into Chelsea. We know what it was, right? We've done it enough on other shows, but you've made a statement at top 4. So I want to know which 3 teams are finishing above you, bro.
Liverpool, Arsenal, and City.
Okay, so you're finishing ahead of Villa, Spurs, United, and Newcastle, yeah?
That's what top 4 is, Bree.
Okay.
So they got the best they got the best partnership in the league, apparently.
Right now,
Haaland.
Bro, listen. Let me just say this again, people, because there's this is what I'm saying. Comprehension needs to be a skill that is taught in school to guys like Lawless, because they struggle to comprehend, right? KDB and Haaland
and listening. You didn't learn the speaking.
You don't listen enough. You don't listen.
You don't speak. You can't speak properly. You can't. You can't articulate yourself.
Hold on. Yeah. Right now, Jackson and Palmer have 10 contributions between them, right? As a partnership, right? Haaland and KDB haven't even got 5 since last season, and you know why? Because KDB was injured, right? We've seen KDB and Haaland linking up in their first year. They are a great partnership. They're probably the best partnership in the league, right? But as it is right now, Lawless, KDB can't stay fit, bro. He cannot stay fit. Therefore, as it is right now, there is no one who is getting more goals than Jackson and Palmer.
What you said, man. You can't use words like the best partnership and then go, when people judge you on the word the best, you go, comprehension is key, because people don't understand.
But they are the best partnership right now.
I haven't added there these little caveats that you want to throw in that you don't actually add in real time. When you make these statements, we're supposed to have the comprehension, but comprehension in your mind is mind reading. We're not mind readers. They can't teach mind reading in school, Don.
Lawless.
Yeah, you say the best. So we judge you on the best. That's what you say.
Lawless. Hold on a second. This is what I'm saying. Calm, tranquilo, man. I know we've rattled you this weekend, yeah.
No, because it's so frustrating that you change.
Tranquilo. It's not about I've changed anything, bro. Because end of the day, like I've said, KDB cannot stay fit, bro.
It doesn't matter. Yeah?
And that partnership that we saw between him and Haaland was in the first season, right? We did not see much of that partnership last year. Even when KDB came back, him and Haaland were linking up, yes, but not to the extent that they were the season before, bro. Yeah. Right now, as much as you wanna cook my players or whatever, since the start of last season, no one has contributed to more goals than Jackson and Cole Palmer. On paper, yes, Erling Haaland and KDB are a better partnership on paper, yes. But the reality is football's not played on paper. You tell me this all the time. The reality right now is KDB can't stay fit. And the reality right now is that
Arsenal don't have a better partnership. Say
no, they
Saka,
don't.
Odegaard.
No, they don't, because the stats literally show it, bro. You're arguing against facts.
So everyone agrees. We all agreed here, because I'm seeing a lot of silence.
You know I don't agree.
How can you not? Hold on, Potts. We've had this conversation even before it went viral on that, yeah? We've had this conversation because I told you, bro. I said Jackson and Palmer have a very good relationship, yeah?
Last season, but it's not a better partnership than KDB and Haaland, Don.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's what I'm saying. I agree with that point, though. I do agree with that point. But I'm talking about the now. Yeah, I agree. KDB and Haaland are better.
So at the moment, while KDB's out, they're doing well together. Is that what you're saying?
That's the now, yes, bro. Because KDB can't stay fit. That is my point.
Cool. That's cool. Then that's a different statement than saying they're the best partnership in the league.
That's what I'm saying. You have to. Yeah, but the thing is, when you ask me to dive deeper, I've literally told you, bro. Haaland is way better, bro. Haaland is the best striker in the world, right? How the hell am I going to put Jackson ahead of Haaland? And KDB right now, I am not swapping him for Cole Palmer because he can't stay fit and is on the verge of leaving the Prem, right? So the reality is right now, they are the best partnership because KDB can't stay fit.
Okay, cool, right. Let's move. You've given your opinion as to why, and fair play to you. D, let me come to you next. Lawless is probably going to start cooking you because Palace still haven't got a win, even though I didn't expect you to beat Man United. I did expect you to get a draw, though. What are you saying about Palace?
Get a draw against Man United. That's fair. Go on, Lawless.
So this is Fergie's Man United, yeah? Is that what it is, yeah? This is Fergie.
You've done this with Chelsea. You thought you were Palace. You thought you were going to do something against Chelsea. And you
this is Fergie's Man United.
Are you going to beat Man United? Are you going to get anything against United?
Yeah, we will.
Well, all right, cool. Let's talk football again. Okay, actually, you go ahead. Do whatever you want to say.
I'm just saying, don't sit here and say it's Man United, and shame on you as well, Potts, because you've sat there and cooked this Man United team, and you want to set him up like that and say, "Oh, it's against Man United."
I said I thought it'd be a draw. What was wrong with that?
I'm just saying, the bigger picture.
You just thought he's the only one getting cooked today.
No win.
I still think Palace are looking bad. I've said that. I think Palace are looking bad. And I think they're in trouble at the moment. But
Brighton beat Man United, by the way. Brighton beat Man United. Palace.
And Brighton
are better than Palace, though, aren't they?
Yeah, Brighton right now are better than Palace.
A lot of teams are better than Palace, including West Ham.
Well, I mean, did you watch? Okay. Let me ask you that question again. Once again, I have to go back to this because I base my judgment based on what I've seen. Did you watch the game? No. That's your answer, right? You didn't watch the game. So
you know what? You can wank off your performances all you like. If it's not resulting in wins,
I'm not
it means nothing. Like
I'm not saying it's a great performance because in the first half,
because the thing is, Don, I hear the same thing every week. He sits there and goes, "Did you watch it? We played like this. We played like that." If they're not getting wins, 5 games.
Tell us about the game, D. Because that was under the lights.
We saw that. It was one of the worst halves of football I've seen in a long time. It was very bad. I think Man United created good chances. They could have took their chances and the game could have been put to bed. However, my point that I've been making for the past few weeks, you saw it at half time. Wharton and Mateta got subbed off. And this is the point I've been making, that these players are not fit yet for various different reasons. And we've seen it all season long. Why on earth would Wharton and Mateta get subbed off in the 45th minute if they could play 90 minutes of football? However, despite that, because, I don't have to say great lineup or this or that, because you should have a squad. Nowadays, in the Premier League, you should have a squad. Ismail Assar came on, Lerma came on, and in the second half, we had our opportunities, especially Eze, with a massive chance to win that game. And we are now 5 games unbeaten, and we drew again. Yeah, 5 games unbeaten, including all competitions. So we've drew against Chelsea, we've drew against Leicester, which was a disappointment, but that was still 2-0 down. We made a comeback, and now against Man United, and we've got points against sides whilst not being 100% fit that have improved from last season. United, I don't think they are great, but they have definitely improved from last season, and statistics show that they concede way more less shots this season than they did last season. And despite that, we managed to get something out of that game. Against Chelsea, they were in a mess. Now they've kind of settled. They kind of got their squad. We still managed to get a point. So for me, look, my manager's not deluded. He's even said it as well. I mean, that clean sheet, especially for both sides, were not down to great defensive performances. It was down to great goalkeeping, and Dean Henderson stepped up to the plate. But I'm always realistic with my side. Have the performances been great? No, they haven't. But from what I've seen throughout the season, I'm still confident that we will turn it around. And once it does click, because as I've said, we're 5 games unbeaten. Once it does click, it will start flowing normally.
If you don't beat Everton, what's the narrative? What we saying? If you don't beat Everton, what we saying?
That'll be a big disappointment. Because I mean, the Leicester game was a disappointment as well.
Because I don't care how many shots on target you have or all of this crap here. If you go to Everton, that's 6 games out win. You want to say 5 games unbeaten. If this was the other way around, if it was West Ham,
if you don't beat Everton, you'll be muddied, D. I can't lie.
Yeah, I know. But the crazy thing is, if we're so bad, we haven't won a game so far this season, and we're 1 point behind West Ham, which says it all against West Ham's side that spent £130 million and kept their best squad.
Yeah, but you faced no one.
Do you think your fixtures have been as hard? Do you think your fixtures has been as hard as West Ham?
Yeah. Do you think
we've faced Chelsea, we faced United. I mean, West Ham's fixtures have been more difficult. But I'm not worried about. Because I know when we're playing at the best level, we can have a game with anyone in this league. We can, apart from probably Man City and Arsenal.
You finished one team that finished top 6 last season.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
one team that finished top 6 last season. We've faced 3. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But I'm looking at what's happened so far this season, and there isn't anything major like. That's got me thinking, oh wow, like this is going really bad. Like of course we have to make improvements. I'm not saying that
Kamada's going really
been excellent so far this season. But as I've said, there have been our reasons, and hopefully what?
Kamada stinks.
Yeah, Kamada, he's not well, the reason why he has stunk the place is because Glasner decided to play him in midfield again, which is not
even in the wing against West Ham. I told you this before.
Huh?
I said I even told you before that God save you if he's your replacement for Lise.
Who?
Kamada.
No. Kamada. Well, look, Kamada's not going to be.
It's Eddie, isn't it? Eddie's the Lise replacement. I heard.
How many goals has he got, Eddie?
Eddie Nketiah, isn't it? Isn't he the Lise replacement?
Well, we haven't replaced Elise with one player. We replaced Elise with 3 players because we tried to replace his out. That's why we brought in Sarr, Kamada, and Nketiah. Because
what's Kamada's best position then? Right wing?
Number 10. Is a number 10 because he has
a number 10.
Yeah. Well, that's the position.
D, I need to ask you a question, D.
Yeah.
Are you happy with the little? I mean, I know it's still early days, and I mean this genuinely. Are you happy with what?
Are you happy with? And we don't know.
He was going to criticize Palace, and his senses came into play. Because me and Deji are tight like this, yeah?
So you two are so tight.
You know what, D, yeah? I can't lie. Right now, listen, watching that game with some of the chances that United had, it was very similar to watching our game against you, man. Henderson kept you in the game. Bro.
In the first half, but in the second half.
First half.
Yeah, in the second half, we created better chances than Man United.
Yeah, 100%. I've been saying that to United fans because they've been telling me, we deserve to win and that. I said, bro, the game was 2 halves. The first half had better chances. Second half, Palace had the better chances, and they looked like they were more. They looked like they were going to score, if anything. You know?
Munoz on Sunday and Monday, he should have had 2 days off. Glasner spoke about it in his press conference, saying that we think he needs a rest, and he still wants to play.
He was good
in this game. So yeah, I mean, we're trying to juggle through with these fitness concerns, and we've got now 2 weeks of proper training without the Carabao Cup now in the way as well. Got Everton and Liverpool. Like, I'm not. If I was worried, I'll say I'm worried, but I'm not worried so far. We're close. We're close to getting it ticking. I think Chalobah coming back would be good as well. So yeah. So things are not as bad.
I gotta say, I think both West Ham and Palace are looking pretty bleak at the moment, but things can change. hopefully for your two sake, it does. I mean, Glasner actually do rate, but it ain't looking good at Palace. And then obviously Lopetegui, I don't rate him, but ain't looking good at West Ham. So I think this bet between you two that rolls on each season, who's going to wear what Palace or West Ham shirt. I think
What's
this
happening
season
with that? Yeah,
well,
people
he's got to
keep
get his
asking
West
me.
Ham shirt, man. I can't force him to buy
People
one.
think we're letting him get away with it. Like people think we're letting him off. Like what's going on?
Wow,
No,
listen,
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. I told you, send me the link again. You haven't sent me the link.
I'll send you the link right now.
There we go. It's on record now.
Where's it? Wait, you're sending the link for the actual West Ham shop?
No.
Well,
contribute to your dead club.
Just get a little fake one. It don't matter.
I'm getting
the fake one. The
eat a chili and a West Ham shirt. It's happening, man. It's happening. Look, to close the show, we might as well talk quickly about Arsenal and City. Man, I had so many emotions yesterday. I can't even lie. Watching that last 10 minutes was absolutely all over the place. Exhaustion. Personally, I don't really understand what some of the haters were expecting. When you go 2-1 up and you go down to 10 men, you're going to see it out or try to. You're going to put defense as much as you can and defend as much as you can. I don't really understand where the hate was coming from personally. I understand that we were time wasting and we were using dark arts, etc. But I kind of expected that. There was a heat. There was a Wenger and Fergie little feel about that. There was a lot of hatred. I don't really understand why the City fans are calling us a disgrace for parking the bus, which is what we did last time. And celebrating the draw against 10-men Arsenal? Come on, City.
No.
That's what I want to know.
Because context matters. Please, let's not do that. Context matters. So I saw Arsenal do the exact same thing against Crystal Palace at home in the Premier League when you lot got a draw when Lacazette scored that last minute equalizer when Vieira was manager.
How long ago was that, man?
It matters. It matters. What do you expect? Man City just equalized in the 97th minute. You expect them to say, "Oh, it's adrenaline and emotion."
No. You got me wrong, bro. 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 Let me explain because you've got me wrong. They are celebrating a draw. They can celebrate the goal because it's a goal. They stayed in the stadium, from what I'm told from my boys, and they were celebrating, going mental, like they just got done a 5p, right? So it's fine for us to celebrate a 0-0, but it's not okay for them to celebrate the 2-2. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
No,
for me, we're getting absolute stick for celebrating a 0-0 last season. And they're then celebrating a 2-2 against 10-men Arsenal.
A 0-0 is different, Pot.
What's going on?
Different. Celebrating a 0-0 versus a 2-2 is different. Do you know why? Yeah. Because they got a last-minute equalizer. So they're celebrating. They fought time and time again when Arsenal had 10 men in the box. They kept fighting, finally got the equalizer. They're celebrating that. They're not celebrating the draw in isolation. The 0-0, you were celebrating the draw in isolation. Man City would have wanted the win.
Oh, so it's different for us. It's different when we celebrate a draw.
The 0-0, no, because like I just explained, the 0-0 is different.
How is a 0-0 different? It's a point, you idiot. It's exactly the same.
No, it's not the point. They're not celebrating the point. They're celebrating getting a last-minute equalizer. So it looked like they was going to lose, right? They were losing. They were facing 0 points, right? They fought and got a 97th minute equalizer. So the context of the game, that's
they've had a great result then. So the result is brilliant for them.
But they're celebrating.
Well, it must be. They're celebrating it. It must be a brilliant result.
Because they were losing.
A point against 10-men Arsenal. Get in. Yes.
Yeah, 10-men Arsenal.
Really?
Who never
celebrated a 2-2 draw.
10-men Arsenal had 2 players who, for the first time in history, completed a 90-minute game making 0 passes.
What's that got to do with the result?
It's got to do with the result is that you sat there and you put everyone in the box. That's a hard...
Of course we did.
But it doesn't...
we did. We were winning 2-1 and we had 10 men. What did you want us to do? Go play and lose 5-2?
But let's not act like it's this big thing that, oh my God, Man City, we had 10 men. It was harder for Man City. And let's not act like we were going toe-to-toe.
We made it hard for them, bro.
No,
we made it hard for them, bro.
You weren't going toe-to-toe with 11 men. You weren't going toe-to-toe with 11 men. I had to explain this to Sam because Sam didn't seem to get it, right? Because he sat there and called out, I think it was Bernardo Silva, when he was saying how you didn't come to play and that. And it was like, oh, well, how did we get 2 goals? Set piece, like you always do, and a contentious free kick situation, right? Very contentious, and even the corner is contentious. Teams even they need to either make a rule about this crowd and the keeper, or teams need to figure out.
When Rodri went off, Man City was still the better side. No,
but
it was even, man.
That
11 was even, man.
That's when the game started. That's when the game
started.
The
flow of the game,
they destroyed us for 20 minutes. I have you that. They were brilliant for 15, 20. They went 1-0 up. And up. Bloody hell, we're in for a hammering here.
Yeah.
And then when Rodri went off, it changed completely. And then we got back into the game. We found ourselves 2-1 up. And then that incident happened with Trossard. And then Michael Oliver sends him off, gives him no choice, Trossard. So now it has to be, we're 2-1 up. What do? Go for it and try and win 4-1? No. What with 10 men?
I'm not saying you go for it. I'm not saying you go for it.
What should we have done then? What should we have done in your eyes?
Because, listen, we've seen teams go down to 10. I've never, ever seen a team that like to that level of defensiveness. I'm not saying you should go all out attack. I'm just saying that's the first time I've watched a team go down to 10 men and literally not come out of the box.
Okay, give me an example. Give me an example of a team. Give me an example of a team that beats City with 10 men.
Sorry, I need to cut.
Go on, D, I know you gotta go, bro. Go on, love. Give me an example of a team with 10 men that have done what you've just said we should have done and come away with 3 points. Give me an example.
You done what you did and didn't come away with 3 points. So maybe that wasn't the way. You invited on pressure after pressure after pressure. It was only because of the heroics of your goalkeeper, right, that you was able to look like you was going to get something. Let's not act like you parking the bus.
Mate, we defended like absolute animals. We had to.
Okay, but how come
they were bringing on Grealish? They were bringing on Foden. They had players on the bench they didn't even bring on. Come on, man. I think what you're doing is, I know you hate Arsenal. I hate West Ham. I hate Chelsea. But you can't sit there and not give us credit for what we did to try and get 3 points. We tried all we could.
Yeah, you tried. And listen, and credit to the players because the players fought hard, right? I don't credit their sportsmanship and use of dark arts and all of that stuff. I will never.
Oh, come on, you would have done the same, Lawless.
I don't know. I'll never condone that. Right?
West Ham to do the same.
He's even smiling as he says it. Look at it.
No, I won't condone it. Yeah, I'm not going to condone it. 3 of us
would have been absolutely killing us. If we're not wasting time in that scenario, you would have been killing us. Now, listen, they equalised. I think it was the 99th minute or something stupid. I'm not going to say be one of those that says Michael Oliver shouldn't add time, because the reason he was adding time was because we were falling down, cramping up, right? Yeah. So we got our own self to blame for that we equalised. But I'm not taking away the performance and the proudness of the individuals. The only player I'm not proud of is Trossard. That's the only one I ain't proud of. Every other player.
Have a word with judges, by the way. Listen, I love Lee, but he's been a disgrace this season. With some of these interviews of fan guys, first on your channel, Arsenal are reffed different. Disgrace. Then again, blaming referees. Is he Thai? Like, does he need to get the Arsenal hat and headphones and shit? Is he going to start blaming weather and?
Do you think yesterday Doku should have got a yellow as well?
Yeah, people are talking about that incident where he kicked the ball. I must have missed it.
Yeah, I don't. I'd have to see.
Yeah, he basically kicked the ball away, but they're saying he kicked it back to where it should have been taken from, so it's okay. Well, watch it.
Well, if he's not delaying a restart, he's helping speed up the restart.
Yeah,
that's what they're saying. But what I don't get is the lack of consistency or inconsistency.
Because why would Doku delay it though? Let's be real. Why would Doku want to delay it?
The intent behind it, Potts. It was actually
because we were taking the free kick. He reckons they're saying it because Arsenal have got the ball, put the ball down, gone to take it, and then Doku has basically kicked it back, right? Now, that is, to me, delaying the restart. But the ref has then said, no, actually, it was back there. It was supposed to be back there. Like, what the fuck is going on here? For me, you either get a yellow card for kicking the ball back, or you don't. Now,
your players will be cheeky.
People head it. I've seen people brush across it like Rice. I've seen people smash it like João Pedro.
And all of a sudden,
Rice players that are getting yellow cards. Why João Pedro doesn't get yellow or don't get it?
Why did Rice learn his lesson, Potts? Why is he still doing that shit after getting a red card for it?
No, there's no denying that. Arsenal players are stupid. Trossard's stupid. Rice was stupid, right? They know the rules. But why are the other players getting away with it and Arsenal players getting booked and sent off? That's what no one can get.
But let's not act like listen, I've seen so many players the past couple of weekends get booked for delaying restarts.
Have you seen players get not booked for it though?
Yeah, but listen, there's no
consistency in the refereeing. Then that's my point.
No, there always has been. You look at any rule, yeah. You look at any rule in the league, yeah. the rule that says like you can't ask refs to book players. I've seen players doing that and not getting booked. I've seen it. You can't talk back to. I've seen so many rules. That's just the case, but it's not this conspiracy against Arsenal. There is no conspiracy against Arsenal. It's all in your minds.
One of my guys, the team that I play for, Potts, he got booked yesterday for kicking the ball away, bro.
Was he in Arsenal?
Down to Sunday League as well, bro.
Grassroots.
But what about the free kick, Potts? Let's talk. What about the free kick for Arsenal that you scored from? Right, that was not taken from the correct place. Kyle Walker pulled out of position. Right, referee, come and talk to me. Blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. Done with you. Okay, take it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what about that?
So crap referee in there, yeah?
Do you know what made me laugh? When
Awful
Gary Neville called Michael Oliver England's top referee, England's best referee. And I was like, is that how bad the state of refereeing in this country is?
Because him and Anthony Taylor, Don knows about him. Yeah, Anthony Taylor is apparently the second best. These are the two that get picked for Euros.
Anthony Taylor second best.
Shocking, man. These are shocking. Let me ask you to close, right, though, seriously. If Arsenal won the league by doing what they're doing, does it actually matter? If we were to be 2-0 up and we're seeing out of a game, are you going to go, well, they didn't really deserve to win that league because they saw out that result by going defensive? I don't give a damn. I grew up on George Graham, Lawless. I watched Diego Simeone and Jose Mourinho do it. I don't care. I'll take it.
Own it, because the problem is...
I am owning it.
Okay, but you like to present yourselves as this team that plays total football, silky smooth.
Not always anymore. Not always anymore. We don't know. Not always anymore.
Like, just admit, like we are Marks and Spencer's Tony Pulis. Do you know what I mean? Just admit that. Own it.
Do you know what I will do? I will admit that we are Marks and Spencer's Tony Pulis in certain games if you want me to, right? But we ain't like that every game. And you'll see that when we play Bournemouth and Leicester at home.
David Moyes wasn't always like that every game.
Bolton.
But
like you are, we've got Bolton in the cup, Bournemouth at home, Bournemouth away, and the rest of this month until the November, we've got home games against everybody other than Bournemouth in the whole of because we've had stupid away games.
I'm interested to see how you get on against Bournemouth, because Liverpool ran past them yesterday. Obviously, we scraped past them, but how they play. Listen, they press mad high. Yeah, you can probably beat their press. You have to have a lot of quality in attack. That's the thing. And right now, your attack's not firing. That's actually a very good game.
You're right, Don. We ain't firing, but this is why I'm looking at these run of games to get them firing because there's no excuses. There's no excuses.
I'm just going to get onto that, Potts. That's where now it's a very easy game for me to judge because I've just played Bournemouth, bro. I know how they play. Yeah, Liverpool, bro, if you beat their press, you're through on goal, basically.
Yeah.
Right? That's where Saka's got to find Martinelli, find Havertz and whatnot. That attack needs to be firing against Bournemouth. You're going to get chances.
Like, do you know what? Like, and, I give Arsenal credit for this because, defensively, very solid. And the set pieces. Yeah, you're excellent at set pieces. But
it's like a penalty, bro.
Teams need to start to work this out. They have to work Arsenal out because they do the thing, the crowding around the keeper. If the ref's not going to put a stop to it, you've got to figure out how are we going to stop these players basically just blocking the keeper and not allowing the keeper to try and attempt the ball. You know what I mean? Either push him off.
Gabriel was a monster, man. Saka, I know he weren't. He hasn't been great in certain games, but his delivery for these corners are just ridiculously good, man. And Gabriel was a monster. He actually, do you know what? He actually should have actually scored the header before it. That was an easier chance, in my opinion.
But teams can't keep getting done by this the same way. Arsenal can't keep doing this the same way. And teams are just like
there will be a team that finds a way. There will be a team that finds a way, and in like all things, it will get unlocked like everything else does. But for me, right now, we have somehow come through unscathed with the amount of injuries that we've got to keep players like Odegaard, and we have got through the scenario of not losing to City, not losing to Tottenham, not losing to Villa, and not losing to Atalanta, all in away games. That's incredible. I ain't going to lie, boys. I looked at that at the start and I thought, we could be 5-8 points behind City here if we're not careful. And we've got through it and we're 2 points behind them. That is incredible. And we could have been a point ahead of them. So I think we deserve credit. I think Arteta, fair play to him. I know I've not always been his biggest fan, but he sorted us out and he's made us hard to beat, man. He's made us hard to beat. We're a hard team to beat.
Yes,
we've got the best defense in Europe.
You're not silky smooth, ticker-tacker, total football.
But I don't think we have to be. I don't think we have to be every game.
I get the angle Lawless is coming from because what it is, right? Yes, defensively, you're very good. Your defense will win you a lot of games. Your set pieces will get you points. We get all of that, right? But there is two sides of the game, right? And offensively, right now, you have not been convincing. That's the thing. I've just seen someone's tweet now that Gabriel's your highest goal scorer this season, bro.
He will be.
And Reyes had 4 man of the matches. That's a problem in itself, right? That is a problem in itself. And that's why I'm saying to you, Potts, that Bournemouth will be a good place for you guys to actually start to convince people, bro. If your attack can't fire against Bournemouth, then there's problems, bro. Yeah, because I was getting onto my attack because people are gonna come and say, oh, if for example you're not firing, they'll be like, oh, what did Chelsea do, bro? When we played them, I was criticizing my players for constantly breaking down our attacks. So I'll have the exact same energy for Arsenal because Bournemouth are, bro. You can definitely attack those guys, right? So in attack and in midfield, you need to improve. Here's
what I'm thinking, Don. If like you say, we don't, there's going to be problems. If we can't beat Leicester, Bournemouth, etc. comfortably, then yeah, there's going to be problems, right? Mm-hmm. There's going to be problems. But if I'm honest with you, I look at it and I think there's no excuses as to why we can't be comfortably beating these teams. And if we don't, I'll be looking at the style of play thinking what's happening. Because when I look at the stats and it's like, oh, we're terrible in compared to other clubs down for chances created, etc., etc. I look at the teams we're playing and I'm like, yeah, I didn't expect to win 5-0 against Villa, Spurs and City away. I didn't. If we don't, we're winning comfortably against Leicester, Bournemouth and Southampton away, then I'll be sitting there thinking there's massive problems here. But this is what I'm now looking at, thinking, right, the hard period's over. Now let's go and blitz these teams because that's what we should be doing, man. So that's all I'm saying on it, man. That's
you know what? Why is nobody, and I haven't seen this anywhere, no one's saying how that was a great result for Liverpool. I think Liverpool are being massively disrespected. No one's sitting there and going, wow, like Man City and Arsenal both.
They're in it, man. They're still in it as far as I'm concerned.
That's
they're
what I'm saying. No one's talking about how great it is.
Because they lost to Forest, innit? I know they bounced back really well, but they lost to Forest and people are now thinking, oh, they got a few of them results in them. They ain't serious for the title. But I think
Man City will get one of them results. And I think Arsenal will get, both. Any team is capable of those. I agree.
It's too early to be writing teams off. That's for sure. That's for sure. Listen, we're going to wrap, people. Big up to all of you for being here. Make sure you do me a favor and hit the like button and you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you go follow Greasy Don as well, Don CFC on YouTube, and of course Lawless Live on YouTube as well. Make sure you're following Deji Spurs. Goonie, who can be with us tonight, of course, and also the Palace and Back of the Nest. We'll see you next time. Take it easy. This is London. We're out of here. Layers.